him playing defensive end. They line me up against him. They give another kid the ball and to be the running back. They're like, all right, here we go. Let's go. Hike. That kid comes through. The defensive lineman throws me out of the way, grabs this kid, and just power slams him. Yeah. I felt so bad I actually had to turn around and apologize to the kid. And I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I quit after that day. I did it one day, and that was it.
Oklahoma drill makes you, think about things differently. I think that, if I was president, one of the things I would sign into law.
Don't say if, say when I'm president.
I don't know if I've got the stamina to run a presidential campaign, but if I become one, when I become one, my first 100 days, I will make the Oklahoma drill mandatory for everybody at age 12. 12 and 13, you have to do a month-long training session where you do Oklahoma drill every single day.
So it's in Finland, you have to serve in the military. Here you have to go to a football camp or just sports camp.
The sports camp, whatever we call it.
Because the other drill
to get you ready to do Oklahoma drill one time.
The other drill that I excelled at was the basketball drill where two people line up on the baseline, the coach rolls the ball out there.
Oh, and just go
blows
get it.
the whistle, you got to go get it. And all I would do is just go tackle the other guy. I'd run as fast as I could. I was not the fastest guy. But when the other guy was near the ball, I would just launch into the guy's legs, take him out, grab the ball, and get it every time.
Oh, yeah.
But that's another drill that I think kids could learn from.
Good stuff right there. Just toughness. Another drill. So you're right. Just a drill camp for a month, full 30 days.
Drill camp.
You're away from home at a boarding school type setting for 30 days, 31 days. We need that
might be too much. Maybe make it 2 weeks.
No, the other drill, meet somebody at the rim. Go to the rim. They got the ball. You don't. Meet them at the rim and let's see what happens.
You learn how to make a business decision.
Make business decisions. Yeah. Finish or don't. It's your call.
Oklahoma drill, the loose ball drill, the meet them at the rim. There's got to be other ones we could learn from where you kind of meet your maker a little bit.
We at NBA under Ricky Bauer's tutelage. That's how this all pops off. That bull in the ring. Hell yeah, bull in the ring. Bull in the ring is a great one. You line everybody up in a circle, or not a line. Circle up. Number off. You're in the ring. Let's start calling off random numbers. You're gonna either hit or be hit. I don't know what to tell you. We did a box at NBA. You just stood in the box, everybody lined up and ran straight at you and plowed through you.
What about one where you have to stand? It's a baseball drill. It's not really a drill, but you're in the batter's box and you got to face somebody who throws 80 plus.
Yeah, throw that drill in there. Also.
And they're going to throw inside pitches, and you got to figure out.
Crowd the plate.
Yeah.
And you're on the plate.
You got to try to get hit or something.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? We got to set the show.
We've been talking about high school sports for the last half hour here. Remember in the glory days, they'll pass you by glory days. But I'm Lang. I'm here for Jessica today. Jessica's in the wilds of eastern Tennessee for this long weekend. We have a long weekend because it's All-Star break coming up. So we're off tomorrow. Are we off Monday also?
No.
Monday's President's Day, but we're going to come work to celebrate the presidents. But we're off tomorrow, so we're going to get you out of here today, get you ready for this long All-Star weekend. We'll start with talking about the Grizzlies, who lost last night in Los Angeles. If you couldn't stay up for that game, I almost made it to the end. I was trying so hard to stay up to the end. I turned it off 2 minutes ago. But Grizzlies gave it a good run, lost in L.A., finished 36-18 for the first half of the first 2/3 of the season. Teresa Walker joins us. We'll talk about the Titans and the mock drafts that are coming out, some of the things there. Also want to ask her about Rick Barnes. And then we got a quiz. We're going to get quizzed about the All-Star, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Jacob, it's a
pop
quiz.
Got a quiz for a pop quiz.
Jacob has thrown the pop quiz up there.
Professor Jacob's got a pop quiz for us. And then we got a bunch of random stuff to get into. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame voting is open. We're going to cast some votes, figure out who we're going for here. Lots of other stuff, lots of other weirdness, craziness. Any other drills you can think of, CJ?
No, we'll come back and talk more about that.
All right.
So I'm still sorting through some. I like that baseball one.
We're coming up with we're going to come up with a name for this thing.
Let's name
it. It's adult, I don't know, some camp. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure it out. You're watching the Jessica Benson Show here on Grind City Media.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Norris one-handed on the feed.
If you go to a hustle game, you're going to see a very fast-paced game. A lot of action, both offensively, defensively.
Nice rejection right there.
In a great environment at the Lander Center. You could bring family there, kids are running around.
Down the lane and one for Zion Poland.
And then you're going to see a lot of talented basketball players competing at a high level.
At the National Civil Rights Museum, history moves us forward. The question remains, how does history move you?
Shinedown, Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
We did get a new shoe that dropped today that we should all be able to get if we want it.
Fire.
And it's been one people have been waiting for a long, long time.
Yep.
Asia Wilson. What do you guys think about the shoe?
I love it.
It looks great. We see people wearing Jaws. We see a lot of people wearing the GT line. But then also we see a lot of NBA players wearing the Sabrinas.
Sabrina, yeah.
I bet you there's going to be a lot of NBA players wearing that.
I agree with you on that.
Oh,
yeah.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, to have it my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lane Whitaker sitting in for Jessica Benson. Welcome into the Jessica Benson Show here on Grind City Media. With me, as always, CJ Hurt, other Jacobs over in the controls studio, pushing buttons, doing stuff. We got a show for you today. And we're going to talk about a million random things in the chat. They say I said we got a lot of random stuff to get to. And someone said that's every episode of the show.
That's just how this stuff rolls.
Fine. Yeah,
we have a rundown, and sometimes
do we even have a rundown?
Yeah, there's a rundown in there somewhere, and we just get into the weeds on some of this stuff.
We're just going to talk. My wife this morning, I was waking up early, getting ready to leave. She's like, "Where's Jessica?" And I said, I think they went to like camping or like hiking stuff like she likes doing. And she was like, "Oh, it's not her like normal international trips."
Yeah.
I said, well, it could be. I mean, as far as you know, like you're out in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, you might as well. You could be internet. No one knows.
East Tennessee is international now.
It's about as wild as it gets. So we'll see. Hopefully, Jessica doesn't get snookered into climbing up a mountain like last time.
Snookered?
Yeah, like tricked into it. Remember last time she was like, Chris was like, "We're gonna go hike on this little hill over here," and then she said,
when they went to Arkansas,
and it was like Everest or something. So. See, hopefully they make it take it a little easier this time for the long All-Star weekend. So we're going to hang out, talk about a bunch of stuff. And the Grizzlies played last night in Los Angeles, second half of a back-to-back. normally you'd say, oh no, second half of back-to-back, what's going to happen? The Grizzlies were 7-1 on the second half of back-to-backs coming into that game last night. And came out red hot, making three-pointers, looking great in that first quarter. Desmond Bain scored 16 in the first quarter, hit 3 straight threes, taking heat check on top of heat check on top of heat check. Looked really good. And then reality bit. And then the Grizzlies could not make any shots. The Clippers started playing like the Clippers. And the Grizzlies ended up losing the game. Final score was 128-114. It got to like 20-something for most of that second half. Even though the Grizzlies led, I think, by 9 in the first quarter. They were down 11, took a 9-point lead. And then the Clippers chipped away. Big games from Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers, who was back. Zubac had another double-double, 12 and 13. And James Harden did James Harden things. Got to the free throw line a lot, shot some threes, used that ability to draw fouls. Like, he's just – it's almost like Harden can do what he wants when he wants. It doesn't matter how old he is, how athletic he is, any of that stuff. I mean, he's always had that old man game, and the beard sort of like – I mean, I don't want to denigrate beards.
No, it ages you.
Yeah, the beard gives you a look.
I look 12 when I shave this thing off.
Yeah. So I think Harden's always looked kind of old and creaky and all that stuff, but he was good last night. He was fine. Clippers got nothing from their bench really, except for Amir Coffey, who got going, played in transition. He was like the one guy they had who could kind of get up and down the court. I mean, Nicholas Batum would catch the ball and just try to shoot a three every single time. Didn't even try to like drive, do anything. Just spot up, shoot threes. That's it. But the Clippers are a good defensive team. Jeff Van Gundy is like their assistant coach, coming up with schemes, plans. They were doubling Jaren the same way we saw him get doubled against Phoenix. Jaren finished with 13 points, 5 turnovers. He had 4 turnovers against Phoenix, against all those double teams too. So
Jaren had that stretch, 3 straight 30-point games, and then the last 3 games he hadn't cracked 20. Last month, Jaren had only 3 games where he scored under 20 points, and I think 2 of them were like 19-point games.
I think
he's had 3 so far already in this
The scouting report's out now. It's like, hey, throw a double team at this guy. Because, when he was putting up all those 30-point games, he was just going one-on-one. Yeah. The Grizzlies are spreading the floor out. He's a walking mismatch. He was just getting to the rim. Now, especially when he's catching it on the baselines and the post, teams are throwing that double at him, and he's trying to figure out what to do. Do I try and score over the double team? Do I throw a skip pass? They were jumping on that skip pass, making it tough for him to throw the pass. So I think that's going to be the thing for him to figure out.
It's not just, hey, when he catches it down low, double him. Teams are now playing him with smaller players, but they're playing him with like big wings.
Yeah. Well, they put Harden on him.
We saw Oklahoma. Harden is a big wing.
Yeah.
We saw Oklahoma City throw J-Dub at him, right? Throw Jalen Williams at him and say, all right, so that when if Jaren says, okay, to avoid the double, let me just catch it on the perimeter, and boom, I'll go by you, and I'll finish that way. Well, the handle isn't crisp enough to handle the quickness of a wing-type player. So James Harden, to your point, and Kawhi, did a really good job when they were on Jaren of getting the hand in there and poking that ball away, trying to slow down or deter him from driving to the paint. So a lot of times he gets into all right, here I go, I'm going downhill, ball gets poked away, he's got to pick it up now. Now he's no longer a threat, and he's done. He's picked it up out around the three-point line.
I think a lot of it's also it's sort of a mind trick because if you put a little guy on Jaren, he's thinking, all right, I'm going to just bully you. Give me the ball. Let me back you down. Let me figure out what I'm going to do. And so the Clippers did this last time. They put Harden on him. So you're trying not to switch if you're the Grizzlies. You're trying to keep him away from a screen because you want the mismatch. But then he gets the ball, and then someone comes over to double, and then Jaren's like, oh, well, someone's open. Let me pass. Instead of trying to just score. It's sort of a Jedi mind trick I think the Clippers are doing. Shout out Ty Lue, who's one of the better coaches in the league, I think, and one of the more underrated coaches.
The Rockets did that with Dillon.
Yeah.
Now the Grizzlies ended up winning that game, but it was I'm gonna have to go back and look. But I don't think it was a particularly good offensive game for Jaren. I could be wrong. We had a whole lot of games between then, but that might be what you do. Hey, we're gonna put a bigger wing on him who's quick enough to get a deflection on him when he tries to get downhill and dribble on the perimeter, and then if he tries to catch it on the block to your point lane, let's double him with a big and then see what this team can do after that. I'm
trying to look. That Rockets game, Jaren played 31 minutes, 21 points, 5 fouls, 1 turnover. So not a crazy game. But I don't know. I just thought the Grizzlies also, like, coming into this game, they know All-Star breaks around the corner. Half these guys are already packed, ready to fly from L.A. to wherever, Cancun or wherever summer or their spring vacation is, taking their All-Star break. So I think, like, for the Grizzlies, it's like one of those getaway games, and you're like we just got to get out of here. Ja was out last night. Vince Williams didn't play with the knee soreness coming off the back-to-back, coming back from the injury thing. So for the Grizzlies, that was a tough one. I mean, I don't put too much stock in that loss if it's me, because it's like, getaway game, no Ja, no Vince. It was a close game for most of the game.
It wasn't most of the game, Lang. Hold on now.
Till the third quarter.
Once the third quarter started, the Clippers
halftime, what was it, a 2-point game, something like that, 3-point game?
3-point game, maybe at halftime, but the Grizzlies had spent all of the first half turning the ball over. Turnovers were a big issue. Clippers with 40 points off of the Grizzlies' turnovers last night, right? So it felt close. It's like, okay, let them right the ship, and then the third quarter happened, and it was all downhill in that third quarter.
When do we get a game where all the big three plays well at the same time? I was thinking about that during that Phoenix game.
What does play well look like for all of them?
Let's get 18 plus for all
18 plus for all three of them? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like every game, 2 of them will get going and 1 doesn't. And maybe that's like a function of the defensive game plans. They're like, right, we're going to stop one of you guys, and the other guys get going. But we've yet to have a game where, like, really all 3 guys, it feels like, have all kind of got cooking at the same time. Dez got cooking early last night, but then they kind of got him out of that later in the game. Jared never
it wasn't
got
later.
going.
It was immediately after that first quarter where
he played the
had
entire
16.
first quarter.
Yeah, he played the entire first quarter, and then after that, what did he finish with? Because he had, 16 in the first quarter, finished with 23, I think.
Yeah, 23.
So 7 points the rest of the way.
6 for 11 from 3.
Desmond Bane made a bunch of tough shots that he's capable of making. Like, don't mistake what I'm saying. He is capable of making tough shots. But if all you're going to be able to do is take tough shots the entirety of the game, that's why the Clippers defense is so good. They make you take tough shots, and they live with it if you make it. They're not going to come up out of it. So instead of panicking when Desmond Bane hits 4 threes in the first quarter and has 16 points in the first quarter, the Clippers say, no, we're not going to run and double him. We're not going to do anything different with our defense. He's made tough shots. Let's see if he can continue to make them. Desmond Bane could not, and they couldn't find a way to get easier shots because they were too busy turning the ball over.
Well, turnovers was like the story of the game, and that's what it always is when the Grizzlies lose. The Grizzlies coming into that game, the most points they'd given up off turnovers was 36 in that game in New York City. Last night, I think they finished with 41.
Yeah.
41 points off turnovers. Finished with 21 turnovers. And so many of those are live ball turnovers where you're like in the middle of a play and you fumble it up and somebody gets a fast break the other way.
Just getting your pocket picked.
Yeah.
Kawhi picked Desmond.
Well, Desmond has this thing where he turns into Edward Scissorhands every once in a while. Well, he'll be like playing point guard. He'll come down and just crash into somebody and kind of fling the ball. It happens about once a game, twice a game, because he's not a point guard. He plays one on TV sometimes, but he's not a point guard. And I think that's where when you have that Kennard-Bane lineup that they use when Ja's out, every once in a while a team just says, oh, you don't have a point guard out here. We're just going to blitz you and like make something happen. And that happened a lot last night, I thought. And Dez finished with 5 turnovers.
Just curious, you said you're not going to take too much away from that game, but the Grizzlies have struggled with those types of teams.
Physical.
Right?
Is that the word you're going to use?
Yeah, physical teams.
Yeah.
Particularly teams that are physical on the perimeter. They get bumped and prodded and bullied off of their spots and off of the basketball. Last night I thought was a good chance for them to come out and show something different against one of those type teams. And lo and behold, it's been the same result as games past this year.
I still don't understand why. I don't understand what physical is. So we see the Grizzlies, and I wrote it on my phone, physicality, because the Clippers were being physical, right? Like they're bumping you, they're reaching, they're grabbing, they're swiping at the ball. The Suns did the same thing. The Grizzlies were able to get away with it against them because the Suns only have like 2 good players on that team. But the Clippers have better players. You know, Norman Powell's been a good player for them this year, guys like that. The Clippers, I thought, had a better game plan, and they were just physical from start to finish. I don't understand, though, what is physicality? The Grizzlies shot 15 free throws last night. The Clippers were fouling. They were reaching. They were being physical. Jaren was very frustrated in the first quarter. You could tell. We've seen the games where Ja gets frustrated, driving, not going to the free throw line, right? Jaron was driving, not going to the free throw line. Dez was pissed off a couple of times, and then he got going and hit some threes. But you saw a lot of that early on, and I don't understand the threshold for physicality. Like, why are some teams allowed to play like that, and the Grizzlies will play a team, and like the Clippers shot 23 free throws last night, 22 free throws last night. Like, why are they shooting so many more free throws than we are if you're allowed to be physical? I don't know. Is there a difference between being physical and fouling?
Yeah.
I don't know if there is.
The game
that's physicality.
We hadn't taken physicality out. All physicality is not a foul. All fouls are physical. All physical is not a foul. You're allowed to be physical with people.
It's like an SAT question.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you're allowed to.
That's going to be on the man camp. We got to have a written quiz at man camp.
No, it's man camp. Why do we need quizzes?
Standardized test. I got to have something I can excel at.
The standardized testing is, hey, how long do you last in the box that we're finna put you in? The standardized testing for man camp is, how many loose balls did you get? No, anyway. And it's not about just getting loose balls. How many floor burns did you get? And after you got said floor burn, did you get back up? Did you limp back and try again? Because that's what it's about. That's what being a man is about. Again, the children are men, the women are men, and the men, of course, are men. We need man camp. Anyways, this team, when people start getting physical with them, they don't know how to match that physicality without it then becoming a foul, right? Like, they're like, oh, we're getting pushed, we're getting bumped. Well, let's push and bump back. But they don't just push and bump. They slap, they scratch, and they commit actual legitimate fouls. You going to the rim and going in for a layup, if you hit my chest, that's on you, dog. I have a right to this space just as much as you do. You're initiating the contact. That's not a foul. If you go in for a layup and you hit my chest and then I slap your wrist, well, then now a slap on the wrist is a foul. That's the difference in foul and physicality.
By the way, Kip in the chat here is like, we got to, this is it. This happens all the time. The Grizzlies,
it has happened all year long,
yeah,
right?
but okay, let's zoom out. The Grizzlies are 36-18 right now.
Let's zoom further out.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies aren't going to be playing the Hornets in the playoffs. They're going to be playing a team like the Clippers, right?
But for the talk about like this season, people, I see this all day long on Twitter where people are like, "Oh, Grizzlies, we got to have conversations about this and that. This is not a good. This team is a disappointment and all that." Like, we have the second best record in the Western Conference.
Is it about having the second best record, or is it about getting to a conference final?
Right now? It's about having the best record. Like, we can't get to the conference final until the playoffs start.
So we just need to
let's just get to the end of the season.
Wait until the obvious issues that hadn't been fixed yet pop up again in the playoffs, and then we can.
You sound like my wife. Now you're like, let's have a conversation about something that might happen down the road.
That everything is pointing to it happening.
But it hasn't.
Okay.
It hasn't happened.
But just to be clear, wait.
Maybe it'll happen.
If it happens, we can talk about it then. If it happens, we talk about it then.
You need to go to man camp. We got to talk about.
I am in man camp. I've been to man camp. I know what's going on.
I went to public school. I went to man camp.
You got to turn and look, and I'm moving my feet, Lang, and I'm keeping my head on the swivel, and I'm like, that's a problem right there. That lack of physicality, that turnovers, the way that they, for a stretch there in the third quarter, gave up offensive rebounds. That's a problem. I've seen that before. I wish somebody would address that head on. And that just so far this season, it hadn't been, especially against a good team.
Here's my point is that the Grizzlies have 36-18. The same record as the New York Knicks right now. And there's all this talk about, what a disaster. If you go on Twitter, Knicks fans, through the roof. This is the best season this is great. The Knicks we're doing awesome. This is an awesome season. And the Grizzlies fans, we got to get Vernon's grumpy Grizzly out here because people just complain all the time. Like it's okay to be happy with things. Like, we're doing pretty good. Yes, there's room for improvement. No, it's not perfect, but it could be better, sure. And look, we got a third of the season left to work on that stuff, but it's okay to be okay with being good. You win 2 out of every 3 games, I think if you went into the season and said the Grizzlies are going to win 2 out of every 3 games, I'd take that.
If the season ended right now, 3 of the past 4 years, the Grizzlies will have finished with the number 2 seed in the West. I know you're not trying to look ahead, but I think that the difference is people are looking ahead. It's like we've seen this before. We've seen the Grizzlies really good at home this year. That's something else that they can tout, right? Like, we've seen the Grizzlies be 2 seed, have a tremendous record in the regular season, and then it sort of fall apart in the first round of the playoffs.
I think that, there's been health things too, right? The Warriors,
during the
the Warriors
playoffs?
took out Ja in the playoffs that one year. Remember they grabbed his knee and
Were they
Jordan
the
Poole
2
injured
seed?
him.
Yeah.
The Lakers series, we had guys hurt that series too,
Did
right?
they?
Wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think everybody was good enough to play.
Okay.
But either way it goes, you as a fan want something more than just 2 seed first round exit. And so when issues are popping up, like physicality, however you want to define it, like fans, I feel like are justified to say, hey, why can't we? Why is it February? We're 3/4 of the way through the season almost, and we hadn't addressed this. Especially looking around saying the Nuggets are physical, the Lakers are physical, this Clippers team is physical,
Okay.
the Thunder are physical.
How do we address it? We're going to go sign Charles Oakley? Like, what do you
Yes.
the roster's built a certain way.
Yes.
This is the way it is. This is the way we play. This is what we're going to
did this,
do.
Lane. We did this in the chat.
Yeah.
Where we were like, okay, what would you give up for 90s Oakley or one of the Davis dudes?
Yeah, but
from
like
the
this
90s.
is also like let's bring back Zebo. We got to get back to the grit and grind.
Got to get something.
Let's go back in
with more
time and
physicality.
let's make the Grizzlies great again.
The thing that you do and the thing that the front office has decided to do is eventually a couple of these 3, 1 or 2 of these big 3 that we have, this core group that we have, they've got to become the toughness that you need. You can't be relying on, but that's what you traded Marcus Smart, right? Like, and that's what his biggest thing was with this team was going to be, all right, in the playoff, he's got the mental fortitude, he's got the toughness. He'll be able to inject some of that into the team.
I think
so you traded that away. So
but I think
Vince,
Vince is a big part of that. I think Vince, like he had it. They had him in that closing lineup against Phoenix. At the end of that game. I think Vince will bring you a lot of that. He didn't play last night, of course, because it was the second half of a back-to-back. But I think Vince Williams gives you a good bit, and I do think at some point he's going to replace Jalen Wells in that lineup and take those minutes. He's still in, I think it was 25-minute restriction. He played 16 against Phoenix. I think Vince gives you a lot of that, and he brings you that kind of craziness you need, right? Like that wild card guy who's in your lineup. Who
Vince is absolutely coaching the drill at man camp.
Vince actually looks scarier with a haircut than without it. I was thinking because he came into that Phoenix game, he had just got a haircut, and I was like, he actually looks a little bit more terrifying with the haircut than he did when he was like wearing the white T-shirt under the jersey. Yeah. I was sitting next to Roser during the game. I was like, Vince, he needs to wear that white shirt under the jersey. And Roser said, that shirt looks like he slept in it last night.
Yes, because he's a maniac.
Yeah, we need that. And we have that guy.
He probably came fresh from his lock-in at his gym. Just
from the lock-in. And I'm saying we have that guy. We have that guy on the roster.
Okay.
He's just, at the moment, he hasn't been able to play. So we'll get him out there.
Talk to me about this list. You added man camp.
Should we talk about man camp?
You added man camp to your
CJ
platform.
and I were talking about man camp earlier today about, I don't know if you caught the very beginning of the show, the things we would, we both played high school sports, and coaches would make us do all these crazy drills that in retrospect may or may not have been safe. But
no, they definitely weren't safe, but who cares about safety?
Yeah, but it taught us a lot about ourselves and about life and those kind of things. And we were saying, maybe instead of mandatory military service like some countries require from young people, we should make you go to a camp where you run all these drills. And we decided to call it man camp, but I think our idea was it's not gender specific. Men should go, women should go, whoever needs to go to this camp to learn how to go through these drills. I said I was going to add this to my presidential platform. And CJ earlier said, if I run for president. And I was like, no, when you run. You don't limit yourself. Say, when I run for president. When I run for president.
I thought of another one.
What is it?
Hills. I don't. We got to find
suicides.
Some hills. Suicide. Well, I don't even know. We're calling them suicides.
Yeah.
And you're going to run up and down a hill.
I'm going to write this down. Hills.
Yep.
Suicides.
That's a part of man camp.
Oklahoma drill. What was the other one?
We're going to meet at the rim. So either you
bull in the ring.
Bull in the ring, box. You're going to meet at the rim.
Meet at the rim.
So
roll the ball out.
Roll the ball out and just see what happens. You're going to meet at the rim, and either you're going to contest or you're going to try and take a charge. But you got to do something.
Yeah. Other things that are. I have a whole platform ready of ideas for when I become president, and we'll get to these in a minute. I put them in the chat. If you have, I want ideas that are over. I guess I would just say common sense ideas, not necessarily aligned with any political ethos or party. Just ideas that you think everyone would support. I'll give you one as we go to the break. When I am president, airline seats will no longer recline.
I don't like that. You won't get my vote.
That's okay. Most people are going to be into that. People who fly all the time, you know why I don't want this. You can sit upright for 2 hours, 3 hours. You'll be okay. Maybe international flights, that's another discussion. But for now, domestic, how about this? Domestic flights, no reclining airline seats. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Teresa Walker is going to join us. You're watching the Jessica Benson Show here on Grind City Media.
How about them Tigers? Go.
Beat Tulane in a game that nobody called. Nobody thought was going to happen. They were a 2-touchdown underdog, and they got the win.
Number 25 in the AP right now, number 24 in the coaches poll right now. So this is a Tigers football team that's going to end the regular season ranked in both major polls, possibly ranked in the CFP as well, with 10 wins. That's a damn good season.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
It's your turn to drive into luxury at Southland Casino Hotel. Join us on Saturdays to win your share of up to $1 million in free play and prizes. And don't miss the chance to take home luxury itself during the grand finale drawings. Drive off in a 2025 Land Rover on February 1st or a 2025 Range Rover on March 1st. 2 vehicles, 2 finales, 1 million ways to enjoy luxury only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Are you aware of the story of Larry Brown and John Calipari coming to see you at an AAU tournament?
I knew Coach Calipari was in the crowd. I had this incredible game. I had maybe 17 dunks in the first half or something. One of my guys was like, "Yeah, I think Coach Calipari was speaking with one of the NBA scouts, and they're saying, yeah, you're not going to go to college, bro. You're going straight to the league." I was like, "That's the plan, but if I don't, I'll definitely want to go to Memphis," and that's how I went down.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Jessica Benson Show. I'm Lane Whitaker sitting in today for JB. CJ Hertz here. And we are joined, as we always are on Thursdays, by the GOAT, Teresa Walker. She's getting ready for a medical appointment. So am I. As soon as this show's over, this is a self-care Thursday. We're all taking care of things, getting things done with. So Teresa's joining us from the car. Appreciate you joining us, Teresa. Let's start with this. I want to get to the NFL mock drafts that are going around now because I know the Titans have the 1 pick. But before we get there, I don't watch a lot of college basketball, but the other night I watched the Tennessee-Kentucky game. Close game for most of the game. At the end, Kentucky pulls away, and Tennessee loses another big game here. And I'm wondering, how far does Rick Barnes have to go to kind of satiate Tennessee fans when it comes tournament time?
There are a core of Tennessee fans who will never be happy unless he gets them to a Final Four. They just won't. That's the same core of fans that forget that he has as many wins at Rupp that Tennessee had before he got to Knoxville.
Wow.
So what he has done against Kentucky, and think about this: Kentucky has won 3 straight in this series. You got to go back over a decade for that kind of stretch by the Wildcats against Tennessee. So it's like he's got things going, but that's the thing. Getting to the NCAA tournament, some teams make it look easier to get to Final Fours than it is. You've got to have the right seeding. You've got to have the bracket. Where that loss potentially hurt them is, does it knock them out of a 1 seed? I mean, they've never had a 1 seed in the history of that program. So seeding is everything. And, when I looked at the bracketology on Monday, they were looking to be a number 1 seed starting out at Raleigh with an incredibly advantageous bracket. So, but the smart people in Knoxville understand that Rick Barnes can coach as long. I mean, he had back-to-back Saturdays with 5-star recruits on campus visiting, and the way he's recruiting, Dalton Connect, Chaz Lanier, he keeps taking guys like, who in the heck was that? And turning them into shooters. So it's like, excuse me, the man can coach in Knoxville as long as he wants.
Yeah, I don't get that from fans. Like, it's not like for most of my life, Teresa, I'm gonna be honest, outside of the Allen Houston years, I don't think I paid volunteer basketball much attention because they weren't relevant enough to pay attention. Then Bruce Pearl comes through and it's like, oh, okay, let's see what he's got going on. And then Bruce Pearl ends up leaving. And in his tenure, I think Rick Barnes has been pretty good. Pretty good. Especially for Tennessee men's basketball. Last year, they got to an Elite Eight. They're coming off of this year back-to-back trips to the Sweet 16 in 2023 and 2024. So you got 2 Sweet 16 trips in as many years, plus an Elite Eight trip, plus you're in easily the toughest conference in America with many big time.
Well, they are just 500.
They are just 500 since the turn of January. All the SEC
I don't know if you've
teams,
seen,
500 since the turn of January.
84 and 84, I believe.
But so you're talking about a team in Tennessee right now who does, as of right now, according to Palm, one of the number 1 seeds, first time ever in program history. I do believe there's something like 10-4 in quad 1 and quad 2 games, 8 quad 1 wins. I don't know what more these damn fans want, Teresa.
Well, and that's the thing. Expectations, they go up really quickly. And, they can see it. But I remember a Jerry Green team that was playing North Carolina, and you thought they were this close to an Elite Eight berth. And, boy, they had a lead in the second half, 8 minutes or so to go, and it disappeared. And so it's like, and I remember the Don DeVoe days. I was in school back in those days, where they getting to the tournament felt like an accomplishment. And then you start thinking coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's where fans get into trouble because, or as my husband likes to say, Tennessee has a habit of running into beer league teams, AKA Sister Jean. I'm not her biggest fan, I'll admit. There's something about her that just gripes me. But that's the thing. It is tough to win when you get there. I mean, do people forget that Roy Williams was being batted as, he couldn't win the big one until he went to North Carolina and finally did do it? It is not that easy. Yeah. And with 68 teams, you have to have the right bracket. So calm down, people. And again, think about this. We got the SEC tournament in Nashville in just a month. And, I mean, I'm looking at a ranked team maybe playing on the opening day of the SEC tournament. And that's going to be insane. 3 days, 4 games apiece. I mean, it's like a battle royale. We'll see who emerges from Nashville. And can they survive in the NCAA tournament?
Tennessee's worst loss. Think about this for a second, Lane. Yeah. Tennessee's got losses to Kentucky home and away. They've got a loss to Vanderbilt away. They've got a loss to Auburn by 2, best team in the nation, on the road. And then they got that beat down by Florida, that 30-point whooping by Florida. So their worst loss, Teresa, to a top 10 Florida team who they just beat the hell out of in Knoxville. This is all crazy to me. Tennessee right now, 16-1 at home and on neutral courts. Like I don't get it, Tennessee.
Well, the problem is
fans.
the tournament's not at home, or well, I guess it is on neutral courts.
Well,
so.
and they're undefeated on neutral court, and come tournament time,
I'm shocked. I did not think
we
we were coming in here today to get Teresa coming in hot after Sister Jean. That's what.
Well, listen. Admittedly, right? Like, okay, we get it. She's your lucky rabbit foot. I don't need to see her anymore. Like they roll her out there for everything, Lang, and then we're supposed to be sad because she's
the first time she was out there. Somebody saw the picture of Sister Jean, and somebody was like, "Oh, she's so cute," and someone else said, "I don't know, she seems kind of old to me." We'll skip over that though. Teresa, let's talk about the NFL draft because there's been for some reason I guess Super Bowl ended, and all of a sudden this week I've seen like 28 mock drafts come flying at us, and all of the talk for the weeks leading up to this mock draft season was, oh, look at these quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, all these guys. Right now on ESPN.com, the number one pick going to the Tennessee Titans looks like Travis Hunter. Do you think the Titans are going to go QB, or are they going to go outside of that and live with Will Levis or somebody else for another year and draft a Travis Hunter or even a lineman?
Well, here's two things to know. The NFL Combine starts February 27th in Indianapolis. And then, lucky me, NFL free agency starts the same week as the SEC tournament.
Oh, wow.
So, I dyed my hair because it'll be white but when that week is over. But the Titans, what they do in free agency and dressing quarterback will tell us a big lot about what they're going to do in the draft. The one thing that we heard so much when they hired Mike Bergonzi as the new GM, major holes. They tried to paper over him last year, couldn't do it. Now, can Will Levis benefit from having a second offseason with the same offensive coordinator, the same coaching staff, those kind of things, improve the offensive line? I mean, the right side of that line, that's got to be addressed. Maybe if they sign a veteran quarterback, Trey Smith in free agency, then I think absolutely Travis Hunter's in play, Abdul Carter's in play with that number one pick, because I'm seeing, draft status that shows Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are not the top talent. So, where do you get into trouble as an NFL team or any pro franchise? Reaching to fill a need. And this team has got enough needs, enough holes that you can throw. Helen Keller could throw a dart at a board and come up and fill a need for this team. So that's what I'm thinking. So if they go out and sign a veteran quarterback to work with Will Levis, that buys them breathing room to work and fill on some of these other holes.
Can I offer you somebody that could work with Will Levis? I'm from Atlanta. Kirk Cousins.
They'd have to trade for Kirk Cousins. They don't want to do that. You're telling me, Teresa, right now, that Aaron Rodgers is coming to Tennessee to be a Titan. That's great to hear. Quick question, Teresa. That's what you said. Question, Teresa. If they draft
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
If they draft Travis Hunter, would they use him two-way, you think, or would there be a clear no, you are our starting cornerback or starting
Can he play
receiver?
Quarterback?
Maybe.
Put him at right tackle?
Put him at right receiver because God knows there is a massive need there. I mean, no offense, but Nick Westbrook-Akine is a free agent, and he led the team with 9 touchdown catches and didn't catch a pass the first month of the season. So that shows you. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins goes to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs, but it ain't like they missed him because he didn't do a ton with the Titans. That's an area that they have to address. If you take Travis Hunter, you would hope L'Jarius Sneed can stay healthy, which he didn't do this last year. And guess what? You Chidobe Awuzie and you've got Jarvis Brownlee, you've got Roger McCreary, you've got some guys. It's easier to fill cornerback and find some of those guys. But Travis Hunter, baby, don't be my number one wide receiver, please.
Seriously, Teresa, Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's got to go somewhere.
Well, it doesn't mean an NFL team. I mean, the dude will be 42 in December. And unlike Tom Brady, he looks like a logging road that hadn't been kept up, okay? I know that he has got a place in Middle Tennessee, and people want
right.
to draw that, so people want to draw that line.
In Middle
But
Tennessee, like in Nashville, right? Like we're at in Middle Tennessee.
I don't want to stalk him. I don't even want to go down that road.
His brother's a Vanderbilt legend.
I like Jordan a lot better than Aaron at this point, okay? Because he is younger and is not going to be. I don't have to worry about him being on Pat McAfee every week.
I was going to say, would the Titans allow Aaron Rodgers an hour off every week to be on the Pat McAfee show? Because the Jets apparently are not into that.
Well, the Titans need to sell tickets to that new stadium. They've sold out their mosh pit. They announced that recently. But, for all their fans, the huge fans, but they're still selling tickets to the new stadium. So they probably wouldn't mind him talking about the Titans once a week. But, with Aaron Rodgers, there's always a cleanup on aisle 9 after one of those episodes. So it's like, guys, this is a team that needs to get younger and more talented, not older. And, it's like, you just can't. No, please. No.
He could come here. He can be a showboat. Showboats will appreciate him if Nashville won't.
CJ's a USFL supporter. Hey, last thing before we let you go. CJ and I were talking this morning about putting together some sort of camp for kids where you go through and do all the drills and exercises, all the stuff we used to do when we were kids. That toughened us up, that made us who we are. Things like
I got the name, Lane.
Where you used to roll the ball out and you had to dive for it, or run the suicides on the field, those kind of things. Was there a drill or a sport or something you used to play when you were growing up that you still remember? Maybe in retrospect, wasn't the safest thing, but you kind of remember it fondly.
Dodgeball, baby.
Dodgeball. That's a great one.
I may not be able to dodge a wrench, but I can sure dodge a ball.
And we're getting the rubber balls. We're filling them all the way up with air. I want to be able to hold it like this and just move my hand, and I want it to bounce up and hit the ceiling. I want that type of dodgeball. Yes, face shots allowed.
Kind of maroon colored?
Only headshots.
The dark red color?
The dark red. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Only headshots. Only allowed. We're going to call it Callous Camp because you got to build those calluses to be
Callous
tough.
Camp. All right. And it's non-gender. Yeah, anybody can go, men or women. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. And anybody can. Everybody will go.
We're going to make it mandatory. Like other countries,
mandatory camp.
Other countries have mandatory military service. You're going to have to go to Callous Camp if you're coming up in the United States when I get elected president. This is part of my platform. All right.
I love it. It works on your ability to dodge, duck, cover, and nail somebody in the face with a ball.
Toughness. It's like being a Titans fan. All right. Thank you. Teresa, thanks for your time. We appreciate you. And we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, Teresa.
Thanks, guys.
Callous Camp.
Got to build those.
I'm going to put that on my presidential platform.
I busted my lip playing pickup basketball, and I came home and the lip was a little swollen. My wife was like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" It's like, "Oh, nothing. I busted my lip. It was the first time I busted it in like 15 years or so, and I missed the sensation. I missed the feeling of having the busted lip, man. You used to just have floor burns on your knees from diving on the floor for loose balls, bruises on your back from taking charges or attempting to take charges.
Did you ever play basketball on a carpeted court?
On a carpeted court?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Every once in a while we'd have like somewhere you go to like another church or whatever, and their like fitness facility was also their fellowship hall or whatever, and you'd have to play on the carpet. Man, those are the worst floor burns you could imagine. All right, man, how do you spell callous? C-A-L-L-U-S?
Like, I'm not trying to spell, and we don't care about spelling at Callous Camp.
No, there will be zero grammar and punctuation.
None of that.
At Callous Camp.
None of that. You're fighting for your life. You don't got time to punctuize everything.
We're going to make it, and the chat's asking for merch. We're going to get shirts made up that say, "I survived Jessica Benson Show's Callous Camp."
Damn right.
All right. We're going to make it happen.
You're going to do that.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, okay.
It's in my platform.
Cool.
All right, well, let's take a break. We'll come back. I don't even know what we're going to talk about next, but we got another 45 minutes to go here. You're watching the Jessica Benson Show here on Grind City Media.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping. It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bane 3, yes sir! Desmond Bane with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
Memphis Cat is back with his Heaven on Earth tour.
I tried to be incognito, but thanks to Shannon Sharp's loud mouth, the gig is up.
February 22nd in the FedEx Forum.
In my spare time, I infiltrate the Illuminati, look for their secrets, run back, tell y'all.
Don't miss this year's most talked about comedy icon live. He's back with brand new material, an unmatched wit, and an electrifying performance. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Is Hulkamania officially dead?
Yes.
When you have over 17,000 people live and you have Netflix premiere the biggest day in WWE history, and meanwhile they boo him out of the building?
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you!
That is your core audience, and they don't want it.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
This team is doing everything that Taylor Jenkins and his coaching staff envisioned it could do.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Talk more about Callous Camp.
This is like, what are we doing?
We're going to talk more about Callous Camp, Lang.
The show is completely off the rails. Hey, I'm Lang. We're watching the Jessica Benson show.
You don't know this, but that's how this show always is, Lang.
I've hosted this show a lot of times, but today's particularly off the rails. I'm Lang Whitaker, our host of the Jessica Benson show. CJ Hurts here, Jacob's here. We earlier today we came up with a plan for when I run for president, and then part of it became running a camp for kids.
I want to be secretary of Callous Camp.
Okay.
That's on the position I want. All right.
CJ wants to be the secretary of Callous Camp. So we came up with a camp to toughen kids up, basically. Other countries have mandatory military service. We're going to have mandatory camp. You have to go to this camp. We have a list of things that will happen at Callous Camp. You're going to have to, I don't know what age you think is the proper age for Callous Camp.
12, right? Either
puberty. 12
or like 13, 14, like 12 to 14. That's what it needs to be. And you go 1 month. You pick the year you go, but for 1 month, you're away from your family.
Your parents decide when to send you.
You're away, or we come in there and get you. That's what happens.
Nobody
knows. Nobody knows. Your parents don't know. Your caregivers don't. Your neighbors don't know. We just come in, grab you. You're at Callous Camp. You know what's gonna happen. You don't know when.
Like Scared Straight.
Yes.
Like the show. Yeah.
Yep.
Major pain, like that kind of thing. So you're gonna go to Callous Camp. Here's the things you're gonna do. You're gonna run suicides. You're gonna run hills.
Mm-hmm.
It's for a month. You got to do the Oklahoma drill. Mm-hmm. It's a football drill if you don't know it. You're gonna play bull in the ring.
Another football drill. A great football drill.
You're gonna do meet at the rim.
Yeah.
Maybe an 8-foot goal.
No. Because everybody doesn't need to be able to dunk. Like they're trying to finish a layup.
If it's low enough, like it'll become even more violent because kids are going to try to dunk if they're close enough. How about you decide?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. If you're athletic enough to dunk, we'll put you in a different part of the camp, right? So the people who are athletic enough to dunk are over here. Everybody else is over
but that's
here
part
trying
of
to
it
do
though.
layups.
Like getting dunked on is
by the athlete.
Like
Good point.
If you're 5'2" and some dude
point.
who's 6 foot tall comes in there and you're like, oh no, like that's part of it. That's how you
get
build
there quickly and grab his
build a
wrist.
Callous.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna do the drill where you roll the ball out and you try to dive for it and grab it. The one-legged bear crawl. I think CJ's dad suggested that one.
That's a maniac. He's insane.
Yeah, I was just thinking, what about these aren't really something in the pool. Got to have something in the water to teach kids how to swim, but also like
want to do chicken?
Yeah, like chicken.
Go chicken in there. I'm fine with that.
Pool chicken.
Michael downstairs said that his football team used to have to roll the length of the field.
Yeah, I think that running the hills is bad enough.
Running the hills, okay.
Dodgeball. Teresa Walker suggested dodgeball.
And only headshots count.
Yeah.
With the rubber balls.
And then we were thinking you need some sort of mental component to all this. So we think during the break we came up with you need to learn the speech from Miracle on Ice.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be able to recite the entire speech from Herb Brooks, U.S. hockey coach.
Great speech.
Starts with great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight, boys. It ends with I'm sick and tired of hearing what a great hockey team the Soviets have. Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
I love it.
So you have to memorize that speech.
Are we going to go wall sit or plank for that?
Let's say wall sit.
Wall sit for that. Okay.
Miracle on Ice speech, wall sit.
Okay.
I think this is shaping up to be a formative experience.
Good stuff.
A month might be a little long though.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
You think so?
We're gonna make these people tough.
What's like the toughest arts and craft thing you could do?
Got to be anything working with wood because the threat of a splinter is always there.
Yeah, or the threat of like using power tools.
Yeah,
like something that could injure
somebody. You're leaving this camp with numerous scars for life. Calluses.
Yeah.
With numerous mental ones and ones that you can see, right? Like we're going to scar these people up.
We'll scar you up any way you want.
We're going to scar you up, and you're going to be a better person because of it.
These T-shirts are going to be awesome. We need to like figure out how to make them memorable. The Jessica Benson Show Callous Camp shirts that we're going to make up, but we'll work on that.
Got it.
All right. Are we doing like this quiz now? Is that what's going on? All right. Jacob has a quiz for CJ. This is NBA All-Star Weekend. I don't know if you've seen. So there's a bunch of stuff happening this weekend. It used to just be the dunk contest, 3-point contest, the game. But this weekend, there's all sorts of other stuff. And so Jacob has a quiz, I believe, prepared for CJ and myself.
Dunk contest champ since 2000.
All right. I got a lot here.
We have to go in order?
I might be able to give them to you in order.
No order. Okay.
If I can see. Okay, number 1, Vince Carter.
Oh, did you give us the team?
It says teams.
Nice.
Number 2, Desmond Mason.
Lang is on it.
Number 3, Jason Richardson. Pacers. Fred Jones. Josh Smith. Who was on the Knicks that won the dunk contest in 2006?
That's before Nate Robinson.
It might be Nate.
Is it Nate? It can't be Nate Robinson.
Try it. I mean, he won a couple.
He's going to pop up someplace else.
It is Nate.
Oh, my gosh. It's been that long. It's been almost 20 years since
he just had
Nate.
a kidney transplant.
Yeah.
He just had a kidney transplant. He's like doing well, apparently.
Did you know about that?
I saw it on social media.
But do you know?
I didn't know he was sick. Yeah.
He's been.
He apparently asked for one.
Before games, they would say, hey, if your blood pressure is above a certain point, we're not going to play you. He's like, yo, stop taking my blood pressure then. Yeah. He was playing with severe kidney failure most of his career. Certainly by the time he got to the Knicks, he was playing with kidney failure. And he would just play it, go be rushed to the emergency room. They'd fill him full of IVs, put him on,
Iodide or
dialysis?
Yeah, dialysis.
Dialysis, thank you. He would do that for a couple of days, hop out the hospital, go straight to the court, and play some more.
Celtics. Who won the dunk contest on the Celtics?
Celtics in 07.
08's Dwight Howard. 2011. Now I'm slowing down.
All right, hold on. Where are we at now? 2011 is Blake Griffin.
Yeah. Good call. Who's on the Jazz? Won the dunk contest.
Not Karolinko.
No.
Birdman. No, Birdman was the
he
Nuggets.
missed all those dunks.
He was Nuggets also.
Yeah, he missed like 20 dunks. He was in the Nate Robinson dunk contest.
Yeah. And the Josh Smith one. Yep.
I don't know. I'm slowing down. Let me look. I'm gonna go
2013. Is that DeMar?
DeMar DeRozan? Did he win one?
Maybe. No. All right. First
Is it
wrong
2
guess.
Rs?
That's
No.
mine. All right. So 2011 or 2012, excuse me, Utah Jazz. Who's that? Was Darren Williams still running around with them? Was that
2011?
Boozer?
2012.
2012, excuse me. Was that Boozer?
2012.
No, that was before. Oh boy.
This is bad.
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to think forward here. Because I don't even remember who won most of these dunk contests.
Matt McClung won. We're gonna go recent now. We're finna jump around. Matt
D-Mac
McClung. He's got 2.
Obi Toppin. The Blazers. Oh, what was that guy's name?
Trailblazers. And it's hard because like the more recent ones, while they are more recent, they're nobodies.
They're unmemorable.
Like they're
too.
unmemorable
Yeah.
and they're nobodies. Like I remember where I was for the Jason Richardson.
Well, we haven't
stuff.
done
Blazers.
Well, we
guys,
haven't
not
done Zach
nobody.
Levine or Aaron Gordon.
There he is. Well, he won with the Timberwolves, not with the Bulls. Okay.
Gordan.
Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon with the.
Didn't he win with Owen?
With the
Magic?
Owen.
Did he lose?
With the Magic? No, that's right. There was a scandal. There was a controversy where
He lost to Levine both
they
times?
were supposed to like tie, and he ended up not tying because of Dwayne Wade.
I went to some of those dunk contests with Aaron Gordon.
All right.
2013 was the one or 2015 it was the one in Brooklyn.
Who was
all
on
right.
that Raptors team then? I don't know.
Pacers, Jazz, Thunder, Heat, Trailblazers. Who was on the Heat that won the dunk contest?
In what year? 2020?
Yeah. It was like 3 years ago.
Was Hassan Whiteside still there?
No. He was in one of the dunk contests.
Yeah. He was in one. I don't know if he was still there. Dude on the Heat is on the Mavs right now, according to Jacob.
It's Derrick Jones Jr., but he's not on the Mavs.
Let's find
He's
out.
on the Clippers.
There he is.
He played against the Grizzlies last night. He's on the Clippers now.
All right, the Trailblazers guy. Still there.
I can almost see the guy's name. I just can't think of what it is.
I can't see it at all. While we're trying to figure this out, you watching the dunk contest this go round, Lane?
Wait, Jacob said so. His first name is what?
First name is something that is what?
Penny? Ja?
I don't know.
He said it's the same first name as someone important in Memphis Pest. Oh,
Anthony
Simons.
There we go.
I forgot he won one. I'm going to watch it only because my son really wants. My son's into this. Like, my son would nail these last ones we don't know. Like, I got that first stretch. We still don't know who won the Celtics one in 2007.
No. So you're going to watch all of the All-Star Game events, Lane?
No.
No? Just dunk contest, three-point contest?
I don't even know if I'll watch it. Like, I'll probably just record it and zip through it.
Okay. All-Star Game interests you? Rising Stars game?
The All-Star Game's not a game. It's like a tournament or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Wizards.
2017 was the son of an NBA
Kenyon
player.
Martin. KJ Martin.
Not in 2017. 2017 played in Michigan.
That should be you.
Tim Hardaway? No. Glenn Davis? Glenn Robinson. I said Davis. Glenn Robinson.
Glenn Robinson won the dunk contest?
Baby big dog. Glenn Robinson the third.
Good Lord.
Like, look at that, though. The dunk contest used to, like, shoot you off into superstardom in a way that a lot of things didn't. And I'm going to say
One of these guys.
Levine,
I
like,
think
it
the
really
Jazz.
hasn't.
Does the Jazz guy have a short name?
I don't know. Also, we can't ask Jacob because we got to talk. Also, the guy in
2014 and
14
2018
and 18 were both
all
all-stars.
Who's an all-star for the Jazz in 2018?
I don't know. Probably the worst dunk contest according to Jacob. So, oh boy.
1, 2, 3.
I didn't realize how hard this was going to be.
We have 6 left.
Which isn't bad.
The 07 Celtics is the one killing me right now. Like, I should be able to come up with that.
Okay.
I was at that All-Star game.
What's it like being at All-Star games? All-Star weekend, Lane?
It's like going to a convention, like a work convention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I mean, it's just like all the different writers and reporters and everybody, and you see them, and you're like, hey, what's up? Hey, how you been? What's been going on? How are your Marriott points? You know, and then
you get to any parties?
I used to go to a lot of them, like all the sneaker parties and stuff, but then I got too old for that crap.
What's the most interesting party you've been to? All-Star weekend.
In Houston one year, one of the good ones. Well, the year was 2007 in Vegas.
Gerald Green, Jacob.
That's a good one, yeah.
But in Vegas?
In Vegas, there was a great party I went to. One of the years in Houston, T-Mobile had a party with Snoop and Pharrell.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good. Because there was 500 people there. Like, it wasn't like a packed thing. It was a small party. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
It was before Snoop was popular like he is now. You know, like.
Wait, what do you mean?
He was popular, but he wasn't crossover like he is now.
Oh yeah, he wasn't America's
Olympics.
uncle,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
he wasn't. Yeah,
He wasn't Martha Stewart Snoop.
Huh. What about?
We're not gonna get these last ones.
We're gonna try it out. What about?
You got to give us hints, man. We're stuck.
What about?
How do we not know these, Jazz?
Who was really good for the Wizards in 24? John Wall?
Antoine Jameson?
John Wall. How about that?
You won a dunk contest?
Yeah, how about that?
Raptors.
So All-Star weekend. Any memorable moments, a celebrity you're like, holy hell, why are you here?
Walked right past Kim Kardashian at one of the
Did she
All-Stars.
acknowledge you?
No. That was
Jazz players All-Star this year.
on what team?
All-Star starter. Okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, good one. Forgot Spider 1-1. Raptors guy. Journeyman played for the Magic last year.
I don't know. We're not going to get these last ones.
We're not.
Go for it. Just tell
Go
us
ahead.
who they
Throw
are.
them up there, Jacob. We give up.
Diallo.
Jeremy Evans in 2012. No way in hell I was getting
I
Jeremy
forgot
Evans.
him.
Terrence Ross was the
Yeah.
2013 dunk contest.
Amadou Diallo.
Who the hell is he?
He was just like a jumper. He was like a super athlete.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Great quiz, Jacob.
Did all right. Pretty good.
We got one more break to take.
We got one more break. You want me to tell you the other things in my presidential platform?
We'll get to it on the other side.
All right. We'll take a break. Come back. You're watching Jessica Benson Show, Grind City Media.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
A night of comedy with Sebastian Maniscalco and Jim Gaffigan.
Now, is this a family? Is this your mother? Where is she? Is she in the crowd? You don't know where your mom is. The mom's up there. What kind of family is this? I'm sorry.
Sebastian Maniscalco and Jim Gaffigan.
I went ziplining for the last time.
What is wrong with us? Would you pay $200 to feel like you're about to die 6 times?
Live in Memphis, FedEx Forum, Friday, February 21st. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
I did a video and I thought it was pretty funny, and I said, well, I'm gonna post it on TikTok and see what it does. You know, we watched Alabama beat Miami. We had no idea that the video was blowing up the whole time we were beating Miami, or we would have kept doing it. Yeah. So I told
Tide roll.
The Tide, tell them, Willie. Tide roll, baby. That's what they do.
We always gonna get beat because you cannot mess with the Tide.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How about them
How
Tigers?
about
Go,
the Tigers?
Go.
Beat Tulane in a game that nobody called. Nobody thought was going to happen. They were a 2-touchdown underdog, and they got the win.
Number 25 in the AP right now, number 24 in the coaches poll right now. So this is a Tigers football team that's going to end the regular season ranked in both major polls, possibly ranked in the CFP as well, with 10 wins. That's a damn good season.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Jessica Benson Show here on Grind City Media. I'm Lane Whitaker sitting in for Jessica today. CJ Hertz here. I just saw this headline on Reddit NBA. Last night, Lindy Waters became the 4th Native American to play for the Detroit Pistons. In an eerie coincidence, all 3 that were prior to him suffered tragic water-related deaths in their 30s. Lindy Waters, who is 27, may want to avoid the water for a few years. It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, we were talking about Callous Camp. It's going to be something we're going to make mandatory for kids once CJ and I and our group gets into office when I become president of the United States in a few years. Here's some of the other things we're going to do. It's a populist platform. It's going to make us popular among both parties, all parties, just common sense things that everyone will agree with. Number 1, we're getting rid of daylight savings.
I like that.
There's no more changing the clock, forward, back, whatever. I don't know which is the better one, which is the one where we have more daylight, but that's the one we're going to have year round. More, whatever maximizes daylight.
Forward, springing forward. Gotcha.
Whatever. I'm going to put someone who's in charge of the clock in charge of that.
Gotcha. And just protect the clock to make sure it never springs back again.
Airline seats on domestic flights, no reclining. Nope. Everyone sits up. You sit there. You don't need to take a nap for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. You'll be okay. We're going to no more reclining airline seats. No paper straws. And I know like this is a big thing among people who are into conservation stuff. Like my wife's real big on this one. But maybe that means you use metal straws, maybe we use silicone, whatever. But the paper doesn't work for straws. Like we're not going to use paper straws.
Yeah.
In the NBA, no delayed fouls. If there's a foul that happens, you call it. You don't wait until after the guy shoots the ball, see if it goes in, and then make the whistle. None of that. You're going to call the foul, you're not going to call the foul. No more delayed fouls. Number 6 here. Baseball managers, you're not wearing a uniform.
You get confusing.
I don't like it. Like, I don't need to see a 70-year-old dude in a baseball uniform. Yeah. Put on a sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Put on a suit. Whatever. That's another one. I need to add this. Basketball coaches, you're going back to the suits.
You're putting them back in suits?
We're going back in suits. You're going to work. You're not going to the gym. No more basketball coaches in the half zips. Let me write that one down.
No, I like them in the half zips. Like, I rock with you on some of this stuff. I don't know if I can get all the way in it, but you're making me secretary of Callous Camp, and that's really what I want. So
Hall of Fame votes. Hall of Fame votes, they're all public now.
Okay.
We're going to know who didn't vote for Ichiro next year. We're going to know about all the Hall of Fames. All the votes are public. Like, why shouldn't it be, right?
Yeah.
In general, voting, if you want to have an opinion about politics, social media, television, newspapers, you have to vote.
How are you going to, like...
Just let us know. We'll just see if you voted or not.
And then you're just going to... What's going to be the
if
penalty?
If you didn't vote, you're not allowed to talk
all right,
about
so
this stuff.
I didn't vote. I'm hopping on Twitter.
I don't want... Your account's canceled.
And I pop
Elon,
off on Twitter.
cut him off.
So
cut you
I
off.
didn't vote. I pop off on Twitter.
That's part of when you sign up for Twitter. It's going to track your vote.
Oh, so we're big brother in this thing. I like
just
it.
for this one, yeah.
I like
if you don't
it.
vote, you don't get an opinion.
Let's go.
It doesn't matter. Like your candidate doesn't have to win. You can vote against me. When I win, if you voted, either way, you get a say. But if you don't vote, you don't.
And you're going to police this by making all of this stuff.
We'll have the best people on it.
Best people. I like it. Now, we don't need a full plan, Lane. We just need concepts of a plan.
Here's one right here.
Yeah.
Here's how we're going to tell if you're a narcissist or not. We're going to go to your Instagram page and look at your grid. If it's all pictures of your face, then we know. You get flagged.
And what happens when you get flagged for being a narcissist?
We're just going to keep an eye on you. We're going to keep an eye on you. That's my test. You look at the Instagram grid. If it's all pictures of you, then we know.
What's on your IG grid?
Probably all pictures of me. I don't even look. Here's another one. How about this?
Okay.
How about when you sign into? I got a new phone last week. I've spent the last week and a half signing into every account that I have on my phone because my phone didn't remember all the accounts I had, right?
Right.
All day you're on your computer, you're signing into things, you're trying to hey, what's your password? What's your username? How about we have a universal password username system? I don't know exactly what that is. We'll get the best people working on this. Some easy way to sign in to all your different accounts, all your, whatever, all your television things, your banking, your food, your Uber, all these things. Let's just have some simple way to track all these things. So instead of having to change your account password every week and all this stuff, your email, all these different things, let's simplify the account and the password system.
So the government is going to come in, grab all these
figure out a way to
private
solve
entities and companies and be like, hey, one password for everything, and we're going to be in charge of protecting the passwords from being hacked from hackers. I like again, Lane. Just need concepts of a plan. I like it so far.
Last one I have. Well, I also have one that says other network than you voted, but I don't know what that means. I just wrote that down. Other network than you voted.
Oh, you got to watch the other network than the one that
maybe
you voted for, maybe?
It's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Last one that I have written down here, besides Callous Camp. There's going to be a universal tiebreaker rules for all sports.
Okay.
So, like the NFL, the tiebreaker is different than college football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every sport has some different thing. Like hockey, you can just tie. It can just be a tie. We're going to have universal tiebreakers for every sport.
So hockey's no longer going to be able to end in a tie, or is everything else going to be able to end in a tie?
No, we're not going to have shootouts in soccer.
Nothing ever ends in a tie.
No, so we have winners and losers. Okay. We don't need ties.
Just keep playing until you win.
Yeah, we're gonna have a winner and we're gonna have a loser in every sports event we play. We're not going to spend 3 hours and walk out with the same result as we walked in with. We're going to have a winner. We're going to have a loser. We're going to have a universal system. Our universal sports czar is going to be working on that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Roser, that'll be Roser's job. But we'll figure that out.
Rosa, by the way, Rosa, shout out to Rosa. He had a great call on the hustle game. If you didn't watch yesterday, they had the kids there for the schools, and it was loud. It was raucous in there. I forget who threw down the dunk. And your boy Rosa just screams out, "Oh, she doesn't want a puppy. She wants a big dog." I was like, what a call. Johnny Roser.
Roser's had a couple. He was on SportsCenter the other day for one of those calls at the hustle game. So he's been working it. We got left one thing here. We were talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The next class is coming into play. And they have some sort of system now where we're talking about voting and we're talking about who votes for the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Now you can vote for the Hall of Fame. In the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you get a vote. You can rock the vote. And there's a list of people you can vote for now. And there's, I think, 8 people or 8. How many nominees are there? 11 nominees. You can vote for how many?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Of those 12 right there, CJ.
So we got...
who gets in?
It looks like Bad Company,
I don't know the second one.
Who's the one up front? Oasis is on there.
What's the
Billy
second
Idol
group?
is
Mana?
on there. Cindy Lauper is on there. Fish is on there. The White Stripes, Mana.
What's Mana?
Go back up. Joy Division in the New Order. The Black Crowes, Chubby Checker, Outkast, Mariah Carey, Joe Cocker, and Soundgarden.
All right, so I think
we get 7 of them.
All right, I think Chubby Checker's probably
First off, we didn't even get to get it set up all the way before Jacob was like, "Oh, yep, Oasis is in." Certainly, Jacob's got Oasis in, but you said Chubby Checker Lane.
I think he's in, right? Like he's like, your all-time classic artist. Mariah Carey's got to be in.
She dominated. You don't.
Yeah.
She dominated the '90s. You wouldn't believe how many numbers.
So
like 17, 18?
Of course, I think Outkast is in, but I don't. Do you think that's a?
Yeah, Pit Outkast. Yeah.
Fish, are they in? They're like, they selling out tours now. They're hugely.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
I don't know any of their songs.
Of these people, I've only listened to 4 songs knowingly, 4 artists knowingly on this list: Chubby Checker, Outkast, Mariah Carey, and Oasis. Now I may know some of the other songs.
You would know Cyndi Lauper.
I know of Cyndi Lauper.
You've heard like True Colors, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Okay, she does Girls Just Want to Have Fun. All right,
but I don't know. Like, here's the thing:
they
they were talking about this on Howard Stern the other day, and they were like, Cyndi Lauper should be in because she had these hits. I don't know if she wrote those songs. Like, the one thing to me is like Mariah Carey wrote all her songs.
Did she?
Yeah, she's in the Songwriter Hall of Fame already.
Oh, turn up.
Outkast wrote all their songs. Oasis wrote all their songs. So I don't know how many of these people, like Joe Cocker's famous for doing covers of songs, basically. Have a Little Help from My Friends and all that stuff. Soundgarden, I think they're probably right on the edge. The Black Crowes, they've had a couple of big songs. They wrote their songs, but they're kind of derivative of 70s music. Billy Idol was like an 80s pop guy. I don't know. Who else? We got 3 more.
We got 3 more. Jacob, is there somebody you want to put in?
He already put Oasis in.
He did immediately put Oasis in. The White Stripes?
I mean, they're just famous for the dun, 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 dun.
Oh, they did that song.
That's their song, yeah. 7 Nation
Fish.
Army. How about let's do Soundgarden to round out the different types of music.
Is that 7? That's only 6. We need 1 more. Idol, White Stripes.
Mana is a Mexican pop band. I looked.
White Stripes, Cyndi Lauper, or Billy Idol. Is 7? What is it? 7 Nation Army a big enough hit to get you?
Bad Company might be the one. Actually, they were like a big '70s band.
Bad Company, it is. There we go.
That's our vote.
Yep, that's the vote.
As long as Outkast gets in, I really don't care. That's all I care about. I want Outkast to get in. All right, that's today's show. I got to go to the dentist. Not happy about this, but
you're drinking coffee before you're going to the dentist.
I mean, that's when you should drink it, right? They're gonna go clean my teeth. Like, if anything, I should be eating candy right now too. But we get tomorrow off because it's All-Star Weekend. Jessica's out of town, and then we'll be back with you on Monday here on the Jessica Benson Show. Gary Parrish is back today. I was in for him yesterday. He'll be here at 10 o'clock. He was sideline reporting last night at the Texas Tech game, I believe, in Lubbock. So he'll have stories about that. Vernon will be here. Then at 2 o'clock, CJ and I'll be back for the Odds Couple. We got an unhinged show planned for 2 o'clock today. Maybe we'll come up with more stuff for Callous Camp by then. I'm going to get to work on merch for the Jessica Benson Show because I know the chat is asking for it. CJ has not delivered. I will deliver. I will stand and deliver. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. You've been watching the Jessica Benson Show here on Grind City Media.